which stands for Together Individual Entertainment. Okay, we are at least 17 days away until Christmas. So, I think it's time we got into our next story from the Disney Christmas collection. So, our next story will be from... Oh, I'm pretty excited about this one. Here we go. Wreck-It Ralph. And it says wreck the halls, and I kind of get that. And we get deck the halls, wreck the house. You know what I mean. Alright, so let's begin. Okay. Vanellope Von Schweetz, president of Sugar Rush, lay down in a drift of powdered sugar. Ralph, watch this! She called to her friend Ralph, was visiting from his own video game, Fix-It Felix Jr. Vanellope moved her arms and legs quickly through the fluffy and the powdered. Then she sprang to her feet. Ta-da! A sugar angel! Exclaimed. Ralph smiled weakly. Oh yeah, he said. Vanellope could tell something was bothering him. Ralph. Hey, shouldn't you be Mr. Holly Jolly? It's almost a few days until Christmas. Your first real Christmas. Christmas time was usually pretty lonely for video game bad guys like Ralph. But ever since Ralph had saved this game from being unplugged, the Icelanders had realized what a good guy their bad guy was. This year, for the first time ever, they had even invited Ralph to their holiday party. It was great to go to the Icelanders party, Ralph told Vanellope, but you know what? The whole time I was there, I couldn't stop thinking about the bad guys and all the other games. Their Christmases were just be as lonely as ever. Ralph remembered past Christmases spent alone on his big pile at the dump. Bad guys deserve a real Christmas too, Ralph added. There we go. Let's see what he has in mind. Vanellope tilted her head and went to one side, then nodded. You're right, she said, and we could give it to them. She remembered how it had felt to be left out by the other racers in her own game. Let's throw the bad guys a Christmas party. Welcome presents and tree and the whole 9 yards. Ralph's face lifts up. That's the perfect idea, he cried. He popped up in excitement, then landed with a boom. The crowd and a towery sugar drifted, toppled over, burning Vanellope. Oops, sorry, said Ralph, digging. Ralph called a special meeting of the Badanon support group. Every year we bad guys get stuck on the outside of Christmas looking in. Well, this year everything's going to be different. Ralph told them all about how wonderful Christmas would be with decorations, presents, songs, and parties. Everyone got really excited. Ralph's Christmas sounded like so much fun. I want everyone to meet here in the support group room on Christmas Eve, Ralph said, and get ready for the merriest Christmas ever. Let's see what else Ralph's got planned. Then Ralph and Vanellope got busy, making a special gift to each bad guy, then planned something for everyone, including a new fireproof cape for Satine. Crazy 8 cozy minutes for Cyclops, and a jar of extra sticky taffy for Zombie, who was always losing for something to help him reattach his arm. And now for a treat. Vanellope declared it was just Christmas without a candy-covered tree. They found a perfect lollipop tree in Lolly Sticks Forest and cut it down. Then he strung it with popcorn garlands and hung candy canes from its branches. A glistening rock candy star twinkled on top. Not bad, Vanellope said, stepping back to admire. Ralph agreed. It didn't exactly look like the Icelanders' Christmas tree, but knew the bad guys would love it. Let's do it. Alright. Let's see what else I'm making, shall we? The presents were ready. The tree was ready, but there was just one day left until Christmas Eve. Ralph was worried about something. How are we going to carry all this to the support group room? Vanellope wrinkled her nose and she thought it over. Then her eyes widened. The same way Santa does, she replied, in a sleigh. Penelope dragged Ralph across Sugar Rush into the Cart Bakery. There they could use all the sugar frosting and candy they needed to create the perfect Christmas card. Has everyone ever made a sleigh here before? Ralph asked. I doubt it, Penelope said as she fiddled with the controls, but there's a first time for everything. Gears turned, belts rolled, mixtures mixed, and frosting squirted within minutes. A gleaming vehicle slid out of the finisher and came to the rest of Ralph's feet. The rocket-powered sleigh ready to go, Penelope declared. On Christmas Eve, the two friends met out to bring the Christmas to the bad guys. Penelope came dressed up as a ready-to-play elf. I didn't have a hat in size freakishly large, so I made you this. She tossed Ralph an empty sugar sack tied with a red bow on the sleigh. Thanks, said Ralph, putting it on. Then he squeezed behind her, the wheel on a rocket-powered sleigh. Can I drive? Uh-oh. And, how about I get on the ground? Penelope replied. She shooed round into the passenger seat. You can turn on the rockets once we get going. Penelope revved the engines and they were off. They were flying smoothly toward the game exit. Okay, let's get this thing moving. Ralph called out, reaching for the rocket switches. He flipped them both, and his power grip snapped on one of the tiny rocket switches like a toothpick. Only one rocket turned on, and the sleigh spun out of control. Penelope tried to regain control of the runaway sleigh. First, they zoomed left, then they zoomed right. But no matter what Penelope did, it was no use. The rocket spiraled lowered and lower until, gloop, it came to a lurching stop in the middle of the great Caramel Lake. Ralph and Penelope managed to swim to shore, but the sleigh and all the presents were ruined. Ralph watched sadly. Everything that they had ever worked on sank beneath the Caramel Lake. Oh no, he moaned. Oh, that's so sad. Oh my god, so what is he gonna do? I think we need to find out what happened. Come on. Empty, hunted, and covered in caramel, Ralph and Penelope made their way to the support group room. Ralph hesitated outside the door. What are we going to tell the guys? I'd wrecked their Christmas. For once, Penelope had a sappy comeback. She knew the crash had been an accident, but she was still sad. They wouldn't be able to have a Christmas party. Time to face the music, big guy, he said, shaking her head. But when they opened the door, the friends' jaws dropped. The room was completely decked out, and the party was well underway. The bad guys greeted them with a big cheer. Where did you get all this? Ralph asked. We spent the last few days getting everything ready, Sorcerer said. Yeah, you got all in the Christmas spirit, Satine. But Penelope and I made presents and trimmed a tree. We even made a sleigh, but I wrecked it. I wrecked everything. Don't be silly, Ralph, said Satine. You're the reason you're here. We're all here, spending the holiday together. The other bad guys nodded in our agreement. That's a pretty great gift. Penelope punched Ralph gently in the arm. Yeah, don't be silly, Ralph, he said. Or should I say, Mr. Holly Jolly? A wide smile spread across Ralph's face. That's me, he exclaimed. Merry Christmas, everyone. And as they all celebrated late into the night, it truly was the merriest Christmas any of them ever had. So, that was our Christmas story of day 8. So, I think it's also time for my sucking. Okay, let's see. What one do you think? Oh. Another paper ornament. I love these paper ornaments. So simple to make, but yet, look. Ralph and Penelope, just like in the story. I love it. I do. I love it. Okay, so that was day 8 of our Disney Christmas Countdown story read-along, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So, this is Ty saying happy holidays. Bye!
And so, Merry Christmas, Joyeux Noël, Merry Feliz Navidad, et Buon Natal. From our house of fun and laughter to yours, happy holidays